Years ago, I worked at Jamestown Mall, and I had two jobs. One was at One Potato Two, and the other one is at It's Greek to Me, where I actually learned how to carve gyros. Right now, I have Angelo, Carie, and George, and we're going to be talking about their new pilot that's going to be a hit show. Welcome to the show. How are you guys?
Wonderful, thank you.
Is that how you say it? Do you say gyro? Everybody calls it a gyro. I'm like, because it's spelled funny, right?
I mean,
Why
I always
is
call
that?
it a gyro myself.
Gyro, gyro, yeah.
I've always called it a gyro.
You called it a gyro.
Yeah.
All right, Angelo. So
Gyro.
A gyro. Okay. All I do know about Greek is oppa.
There you go.
Right? Oppa.
There you
It just
go.
means like you're celebrating life and that you're happy, correct? Okay. So all of you have Greek heritage?
Yeah. Oh, no, not Angelo.
I do not, no.
You do not?
No.
Okay, so are you Greek by marriage? How does this work? Because you're going to be playing cousins,
Greek,
right?
I'm Greek by association with George.
Association with George.
We're going to Greek him up now. He's good. He's
George taught me how to say kalimera.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
my official family guy here.
I love it. So George, you came up with this wonderful concept, and it's going to be a pilot. It's going to be a show, and it's to honor your mother and your father. Tell us about them.
The show is called Jimmy's and Jenny's. And, I always wanted to do, I always thought my family was so insane and funny that we should do a show about them. And, I told you before, I was supposed to be starring in an off-Broadway show, my big break, and then COVID happened and shut down everything. So my dad always taught me, no matter what happened, he never got upset. He said, Judge, you know what, have something to do with it, everything will be okay, no worry about it. So I said, I have to turn this into something good. I can't just sit here. So I called one of my best friends, Maytal Angel, who's the co-creator with the show with me and the co-star with me. She plays Maya. And we said, we've been trying to write this show for 7 years, and every time we start, one of us booked the job. So now's the time to do it. If we don't do it now, we'll never do it.
Right.
So
and
we
you
wrote
have
it.
Carie involved, and I know Carrie's work. I mean, Carie, you've done a lot of great, wonderful things. What made you say yes to George? This is cool. No, I mean, obviously you must see something in this that made you say yes.
Pretty much my life.
Okay.
I mean, he has, almost every Greek has the same story. The diner family and, so years ago I wrote a show similar to what he wrote about my family. But my grandmother was the staple back then, So I really loved his background because I have the same one. So I just think it's going to be a great, great show.
I do as well.
That's why I said yes to it. I'm happy to be a part of it.
And I think by doing it independently, because we're going to be filming it here at Drake Media Studios. So when I meet George, I meet him through somebody food related also, Dennis from Mateo's. And I think there's something special about the way that you're putting it together. I mean, anybody that can get greenlit, from a big, production company, but you're doing it yourself. You're pulling your neighbors together. I saw just recently in the Mineola newspaper, they did an article about you.
We're going to be on the cover of the Mineola American, which comes out this Wednesday. And I also want to say, not only Carie and Angelo, they are also playing my real life cousins, Kathy and Nick, who are my closest of all the close relatives I have. They also lived in Mineola with me. We went to school. I graduated with her character, Kathy. Kathy was the tomboy, most popular girl, but would beat me up if I had to. She was, Kathy, I can't fight a girl, so Kathy would beat me up. And Nick was like my best buddy, who was, and we had a goofy, we would still do our Yankee games and comic books. And look, I wore my Spider-Man shirt for you.
I know you did.
And Iron Man socks for you, all right? But these are real people that mean the world to me, and I want to tribute. The world needs laughter, right now more than anything, with all the stuff going on with the COVID and everything. And I think there's a big shortage of real traditional comedies. So I want to do something that you're not preaching to you. There's no telling you how to live your life. It's just tune in and bring. You can watch with your parents or your kids. And it's something for everybody, and you just laugh and have a good time, meet our crazy characters.
And instead of popcorn, you just get some pita chips or something,
there you
right?
go.
I mean, come on, it's like this.
Food cures everything.
That's
it.
Some garlic salt on top, yeah.
Everything. So you're going to be doing a fundraiser that's coming up. By the time this airs, this might have already happened, but it's that grassrootsness that I think adds to the magic of the overall production. So what's going to be happening on June 11th?
June, you want to take it?
We're going to have a big comedy show. So we'll
Starring.
starring me. Well, George is going to be hosting it because he's very funny as well,
But she's the
naturally. So we're going to just put a big funny, a big fun night out for people because people really need to laugh. And every time I do a show, people come up to me and go, "You don't know how much I needed to laugh." So people are still just starting to come out from the whole COVID thing. They're still, they've been afraid all this time. So this is going to be a comic relief, and we're going to raise money for our show. So it's going to work. It'll be great for,
It's going to be fun. And like craft services, so people can donate in many different ways, and even raffle prizes, because you're going to have raffle prizes. I love the sincerity and the old-fashionedness of it. I would go on tour with my singing group and we'd be selling candy bars door to door. We'd be doing car washes, right? And I feel like it's that same passion and love that you have for your parents, that you have for your project, that's going to make this wildly successful.
So, what makes this so special is how much love and how much, like when he talks about his parents, he lights up. He makes you feel like he makes you feel like you know them. So he's so passionate about this. That's why I think it's going to work.
So your dad never met a stranger, right? So
He loved, if you met my dad for 1 minute,
Okay.
it was genuine, it was real, he made you laugh and feel better about yourself. He'd say, "Hello, how do you do, Judge? Not be so cheap, give the girl something to eat. Come on, oh, you look like Gina Laura Brigida, like movie star, like $1 million, please, have a piece of cheesecake, come on." So if I didn't play sports, I'd be like a million pounds, so he was always stuffing food in my mouth even when I was asleep. So, but I want to let the world, I always felt my success would come through my dad somehow. I was going to do a one-man show before this happened too. I want the world to know about Jimmy. The whole town of Mineola knows about Jimmy, but I want the world to know about Jimmy and Jenny, and I want to bring love and laughter into people's lives again. I really want to do that.
And I also think that like I said before, most Greeks have that father. I mean, we all have that, we all have that common ground that we can relate to, the restaurant business and the immigrant parent who couldn't speak English, who came from nothing and became, something in America. And
put a roof over your head and food on
right,
your table.
and working
Right,
hard,
right.
Hardworking people, So that accent, when he does it, it's like I hear my father. "Hello, come in, step to the steam table." It's like, so I feel like a lot of people are going to relate to it and going to love this show.
Now, have any of you ever worked in the restaurant industry at all? Like actually,
I've worked in a
bus
pizzeria
tables or-
before.
You did?
Yeah,
Okay.
when I was 14, I used to make pizzas.
Okay.
At a pizza shop, yeah.
And sometimes there's such a story behind that. That family and the person that's like, sweeping every night because
It's
you
a
got
lot
customers.
of work.
It's a lot of
I'll tell you,
work.
I had
So much
2
work.
Greek restaurants on my own. I
Okay.
did them on. I figured while I was having children, I'd open up a couple of Greek restaurants. How hard could it be, right? Not a big deal. So there are days where your wait staff just says, "Oh, I have a stomach flu. I'm not coming in." So now I have my 9-year-old and my 8-year-old taking orders.
Wow.
It's a family business, and when you say everybody's involved. If one of my kitchen guys was out, I'd call my brother. He'd be like, "All right, I'm coming." So it's really like, you can't have a mom and pop without being mom and pop.
No. And you know what's funny is that when I'm the only one that really didn't work in a diner. I didn't want to, in my family. And that is also part of the show. I used to bartend in clubs and stuff, but I just didn't want to be in the diner. So the show is, I
They
lived
might
in
put
there.
you in the diner for the next 25 years of your life, George.
Right, I hung out in the diner all the time, and that was my favorite place to be, but I didn't want to work there. And my dad would say, I'd be like 20 years old, "Oh, I'm tired. Georgie, come work with me. Tired, I'm old man, come work with me." But this show, I don't know how to run the diner business. So Maya Maytal Angel, again, one of my best friends and co-creator, she plays a character that has to show me the ropes, otherwise I can't get the diner.
And talks him into it.
Right. So there's a lot of stuff, and the condition is I have to work with these crazy cousins of mine that are gonna. It's gonna be like an Everybody Loves Raymond and a Cheers,
I like that
and
a
a
lot.
Wonder Years because there's a lot of flashbacks to when I'm a little kid, and I play my dad, so it's 2 shows in one.
Now, have you cast the younger you yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have to look for some kid with a big mouth.
Come to the Bronx. I'll introduce you.
That's the funniest breakdown I've ever seen. A child with a big
That's
mouth.
going to be
That's
the.
it. That's all there is on the
That's how
breakdown.
the casting description is going to be. Dark hair, big mouth.
Big mouth brat.
But as a Kickstarter or as a way, there is a really cool website that people could go, and it's
Yes.
about seeds, right?
It's on Seeds and Spark, but you
Okay.
can also go to just jimmysandjennies.com.
Okay.
And that takes you right there, and you can click on the link, and it's very easy to donate. Anything's appreciated. We don't care if it's $1. You know, we really. it
Yeah,
helps-
a buck from a million people is.
That's a lot of.
Right,
That's a lot.
right.
Exactly.
I mean, look, we
who
got-
was it? Who was it that was the comic that said to somebody, everybody,
Soupy
Soupy
Sales, and he got in
said, "Send me
trouble."
$1." He did get in trouble, so we're not going to get in any trouble
No.
here. But you could actually go to the website and
Yes,
you know.
it's very
But
simple.
tomorrow, if like the Brinks truck just rolls right up and just like puts cash into the studio here for your project, you know, we won't say no.
And you can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We have Jimmy's and Jenny's fan pages.
Yes.
So you can just Jimmy's and Jenny's A&D. And you can find us there, and that also takes you places. You can check out our fun stuff. We post things every day about us. It's really cool stuff.
I'm glad that you decided to do it here.
So
I'm
am I.
so proud to have this show because I just feel like it's got
It's
what it
going to be
takes.
very funny.
I know it's going to be very funny. We're going
And very
to put a
wholesome,
lot
too.
of people to work. We're going to make a lot of people laugh.
Well, thank you for
So-
having us, Donna, because we're really grateful to be here also.
Oh, you're
And we
welcome.
love you for having us here and hearing about our crazy story here.
And I told you next time you come back, we're going to have your own T-shirt that just says the logo on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And is there songs? Do you have like any like theme songs written yet?
I have a couple in
gotta
mind.
have a song,
I have a couple
right?
in mind.
Okay.
I'm a karaoke king here. But
You
I'm
are?
Oh, yeah. I'm a big ham.
Wait, what's your go-to karaoke
Oh,
song?
there's so many.
Come on, just give us a
I do
something.
Fat Bottom Girls. It's a crowd pleaser. I do Raspberry Beret. You know.
See, you're already laughing.
I'm already
I do
laughing.
Beatles songs. I do Elvis. I do all kinds of stuff.
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh. Okay.
So we do whatever we got to do. You know, we're entertainers, so
It's great stuff.
it's fun.
Really, really great stuff. Thank you all for joining us. And if you are passionate about something, it can be done. Just reverse engineer it. You know, you see it, you think it, you dream it, you take action, and you make it happen in little ways and big ways. I don't know if, you know, I've told the story before, but I sold my house in order to start my television show. I sold everything I owned. So if I can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. Start dreaming and start doing today. Go for it. Be well.